this was a response, actually, that they came back with. I didn't find out till about later, but trying to rebut some of the things that I pointed out about the property. One thing in here, but it says they've checked with John Lewis, who was their caretaker on site, who reported it.
I got funny thing. Do you remember the meeting we had down at the Winchester Hall about that place? Remember that?
Oh yeah.
And I got up there and testified about how long I've been there and got no septic.
Sure.
Olson testified. Paul Clark testified.
Right.
Chet Zins testified.
Right.
And he gets up there and he says, "I'm the new caretaker, but I don't know anything about that place."
Right.
That floored me.
I know. Well, then in here it talks about there was a fire that almost destroyed the main house in the 1940s.
It was 1950s.
1950s.
And the fire never spread any place but the kitchen. At that right.
Just the kitchen.
Over to the basement door.
Right.
Not on that side. It's all on this side.
Right.
Where the sink is.
Right. Now, as far as some of the repairs and stuff, when we did them there, did we go over and above and do more than what was done, or just do what could be seen?
Just what they had to do.
Just what they had to do.
That's it.
A lot of times we give advice on, hey, you really need to do this, we're going to have water damage.
You know, they never replaced those logs.
Right.
Those logs, the ones that caught on fire.
As long as you kept them, dry, they would keep. So, but a lot of times the, you know, as far as the, you know, some of the roofs when they were repaired and all, it was just done, just what you could see, just what.
And let it go.
And let it go. The rest, even if we noticed damage back then. Let's see, as far as the boundaries, I know the boundaries have been redrawn a little bit. But there's a whole lot of things here to look through, but we don't have to go through it all now, but I just thought I'd share them pictures with you. As far as the septics and all, the one septic here went, the one pipe, I guess it goes right directly.
When you go in, when you go in the main gate, I'm talking about chalet. I'm talking about the main house.
Right.
Not around where the kitchen porch is.
Right.
Where the front porch is. You have fancy stonework like they had there. That's where the septic tank, Mr. Akers put that in 1946.
Okay.
He put that in there. It's never been cleaned out enough. Well, there's nothing there now.
Right.
It's all disintegrated.
Deteriorated.
And his remarks was, when you put that fancy stonework there, they said, "Mr. Akers, how are we going to know how to open up to pump it out?" And he said, "Let me tell you something. I've got all the money in the world." He said, "If we ever have to do it again," he said, "we'll build a new place. The hell with that place." I said, "Yeah." In other words, they'd go fill up the yard if they had to.
Yeah.
The only one who had the septic tank down there was the caretaker's house.
Okay.
And that's in that triangle.
Okay.
Okay. None of the others got a septic tank.
Right.
But we had the septic tank.
Right. And then the pipe that ran across to the guest house, I guess, and then it goes through and winds around below the guest house. So, and that's part of the septic system for the caretaker house.
Yeah, the caretaker's house, the septic system, put in that triangle, okay?
Okay.
The solids went in the tank. The waste came back out.
Right.
Right back out to the little stream.
Sure.
It come back out, ran into the bridge, and down in the creek. That's how we did.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
And in the summertime, we had to keep lime spread there because it smelled.
Yeah. How about the septics down at the pavilion?
The septic stands a billion, but overflowed when we had a big party up there. Never will forget it. Cadillac, and everything exploded.
Right.
And they come in hollering, "Louise, you got to come out here." And I went out, and the septics was running. The Johnny's, men and winds both was running out. And I told Dan drove us. Dan, I said, "Can you run up there and open up the guest house?" So I go up there and use the guest house.
Right.
And that's when we called in Charlie come up there, Charlie Miller, come up there, and he got it opened up. When you go down from the pavilion to the bathhouses,
Bathhouses,
okay?
right.
You had street, concrete.
Right.
It's got those three, well, the last one is where the tank's at.
Oh, okay.
And of course you can always open it up, but why open it up?
Sure.
It's not there.
Right.
And there again, the solids went in the tank and the waste went underneath the pool, in the pool.
Okay. Down underneath the pool. And of course now there's nothing there.
No.
And then, yeah. So it's all deteriorated. Now, what do you think about them using the pool? There's a permit that we saw, an application for a permit that says the septics are to be housed, the septic tanks are going to, their new idea is to house the septic tanks in the swimming pool. Excavate the swimming pool and use that area for
You're
these
joking.
no, that's what it said in here.
And propane tanks
And,
that it?
and propane
in
tanks
that pool.
Oh my
in the
goodness.
pool.
Honey, that pool cost Mr. Akers a pretty penny back in them days. Can you imagine what it would cost you or I? We couldn't afford it.
And when was the pool put in? That was, yeah, that was back.
When was the pool put in?
put
Do you
in.
remember?
Do you
The
know?
pool was put in 1948,
48.
48.
Okay. That. Okay. Wow. So yeah,
yeah,
that would have
that's-
been
See,
quite a project.
see, Mr. Akers was the type of man who liked to have parties. Of course, he had the money. He's a multi-millionaire. And he didn't care what the expense was. He had what he wanted.
Right. Right.
And let me tell you, he's one of the nicest persons that you ever want to meet.
The whole
Sounds
family,
like he
I
was a
thought
great-
So
pretty
nice. He
Sounds
was
like
not
he was a
stingy.
great host. Yeah.
He was not stingy. When you walked in, he'd come right up and he'd always give you a big hug. He had one bad habit though. He had him and Mr. Job. They fixed themselves a drink. And they come out and they insisted you have a drink with them.
Wanted you to join the
I kept
party.
saying, Mr. Akers, I don't drink. He said, well, you're going to take a drink tonight.
They were nice though.
They were
the whole
nice.
family, the family I met was
I
very,
mean,
very nice.
these people had money. And yet they knew how to treat the other person.
Right. Right.
That's nice to know.
And then many times he'd reach in his pocket, Mr. Akers would, the owner, and pull out a bill and put in your hands. He said, now take this over to the house, it's yours.
Aw, that's great.
Well, you can keep it. I brought all these packets for you to look over if you wanted.
Okay.
When did you actually start down there as full-time caretaker?
For me,
Yeah,
1981,
in '81.
I started working in 1973
Mm-hmm.
at helping with the parties,
Oh, okay. For
cleaning.
full-time, so part-time you were 73,
Right.
and then up to.
I used to go down there and help them do the house cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Every February, you started cleaning
Right.
because they was in Florida. When they came back in April, they wanted to have the parties.
Sure. And it was mainly just for the family retreat, and then some of their friends from DC or whoever would come up.
And he let us have it. Whenever we wanted, we could have it twice a year. And they were not allowed up there.
Right. So, what do you think about some of the comments that have been made in the paper about the place being historical and about the stonework being back in the time of Ritchie and all that?
Oh, no. Stonework was not done in 1946 when Mr. Akers built it.
Okay.
I told you, it used to be tents and mud.
Right.
And they put the plywood down through there.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to be very careful, especially if it rained,
Mm-hmm.
walk on that plywood.
Right. Okay.
See, Lawrence Ritchie fooled Jakes. His last name was Jakes. What he did, he went up and told Mr. Jakes that Herbert Hoover, the President of the United States, loved that place and wanted to buy that place, but keep it confidentially, put his name, and later on he would put in Hoover's name. Hoover didn't want that place. Hoover had a place in Virginia. And that's how Lawrence Ritchie got it. Then him and Mr. Akers was the best of friends. They was the best of friends, and he let Mr. Akers come over and use the place anytime he wanted to. And Mr. Akers said to him one day, he said, Larry, they called him Larry. He said, Larry, anytime you decide you want to sell, give me first chance. And that's what Lawrence Ritchie did. He called Mr. Akers, he said, are you still interested? I want to sell. And he sold it to him.
Very good. Wow.
But Lawrence Ritchie got that place for $1 an acre. 1,550 was 1,550 acres. $1 an acre.
No, it was in Mr. Renner's letter that he had sold 891 acres.
For $338,000.
No, it was 10,000. He got 10,000 for that 800.
Yeah. And then he sold another place for 330. No,
That was
he had
when he
that when he
passed
died.
it, when he died.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. That's fascinating. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. It
Well, you're quite welcome.
tells us a lot.